Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again for YCP Live, the industry series. I'm Erica Sable Flores, and I'm the program manager for the Youth Cinema Project. If you are a YCP student or alumni, welcome. And for all of those who are new to our community, the Youth Cinema Project is a 501c3 nonprofit. We're part of the Latino Film Institute, and we bring project based learning into public schools. We teach a 1 year program where the kids get to write, pitch, produce, direct, and act in their short films. And then at the end, they get to have a premiere where they screen them and they have red carpets at our film festival, La Leaf. To learn more about our program, to check out some of our student films, or to watch some of our celebrity live reads, you can look around our website at youthcinemaproject.org or also our YouTube channel after the workshop. And if you miss any episodes of the industry series, you can always catch them there too. Also, please subscribe to all of our social media channels so you can stay informed about all the work that we do. Okay, so if you're watching this for the first time, the industry series is an opportunity for our students to learn some filmmaking skills that we either teach at a very basic level in our curriculum, because we basically teach film in 102 hours, or we don't get to cover. So for the next few Thursdays, we're going to be hosting these after school workshops where we're going to have industry pros that are going to be guiding us through different fun activities. Okay, so our guest today is actually one of our own mentors, Chris Castillo. Chris is an animator, a character designer, and a story artist from West Covina. So welcome, Chris. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to YCP Live, the industry series.
Erica, hey everybody, thank you so much for having me.
All right, so let's get started. So let's get right into it. Tell me about yourself.
Well, as you said, I'm from West Covina, California. I'm a proud child of two immigrant parents. My mom's from Mexico, my dad's from El Salvador, and they always nurtured that love for art. I've been drawing since I was 4 years old, and eventually I came to discover this thing called animation, and here I am.
That's great. So, what made you, I mean, Chris is very young and he is, really connected to just kind of like what's happening in animation, like the latest. So, I wanted to know what made you want to go into animation?
Well, interestingly enough, I actually had no idea that animation was even the same thing as cartoons. So I found out way later in life, easily 22 or 23 years old in community college. I needed extra credits to transfer to a 4 year, and there was a Flash animation class, and I had no idea how to use it. And once I saw my cartoons or my drawings come to life, I was hooked. And my professor told me, "Hey, there are colleges that offer degrees in this," and I was like, "Dude, wait, I can make cartoons and live off that? Sign me up!" So fast forward, I'm in college and taking classes that are titled Storyboard One, Character Design, etc., and I haven't looked back.
Okay. So what is it says in your bio that you are character designer. So what
Mhm.
is the coolest character that you've ever worked on?
That's I'd say most recently it's this little character I call Aries. He's like a little kind of like a goat character that may kind of sort of be maybe might be based on me. He's kind of like an angsty young adult kind of character, and he was the coolest to work on just because I learned how to in a way write a character, and it was much more of a personal character. And I think those are some of the best stories and best characters because they're characters that you can relate to. And I have to thank my teacher, David De Pasquale, for that, an amazing teacher that I learned from.
Okay. What would you say is your favorite thing about animation?
Easily, it would have to be one, seeing your roughest ideas from start to finish and seeing the audience's reaction to your work. So it's whether it's if you can make an audience member cry, laugh, and root for your character, that's easily the best. That's easily the best high that any animator or any artist could ever enjoy.
That's cool. And then what would you say is hard about animation?
How long is the show again? I probably have to, well, easily, I have to say for me, it's trying not to look back at my old work because I cringe every time I see it. But as bad as you may as any artist, trust me, any artist will tell you I hate looking at my.
I think we're back. The Matrix glitched, and we were actually, in Stranger Things, that part under the world where that's where we were, but we
The
made it
upside down,
back.
yeah.
And okay, and I was asking Chris. I'm gonna ask you again in case people missed this. What was the coolest character that you've ever worked on?
Easily my character Aries. He's basically like a goat character who is supposed to be like this angsty young adult trying to go through life. So he may not be based on a certain someone who is on currently on the stream, but I think those are some of the best stories and characters because you can relate to them, you can root for them to uh, pass certain goals and get over certain issues in their lives. So he's easily my favorite character right now, and I may have a quick look at him later if there's time.
Okay. And what would you say is the your favorite thing about animation?
It would have to be seeing your rough drawings and all your concept art and just all your labor finally turn into one item, into that finished product, and then seeing people react to it, cry, laugh, or root for the hero or the villain to lose. So I would have to say just seeing the fruits of your labor is definitely the best high that any artist could enjoy.
And then, what is hard about animation?
You got a few hours? No, I easily,
What is
it
the
would easily have to
hardest?
be, okay, the absolute hardest. Oh, it's probably a tie, but I'd say the hardest would be to not compare yourself so much to other artists. Everyone has a pace. Everyone has a road to take. I can tell you, I started one way, and I look back and I cringe at my work. But the only time it is good to look back is to know, wow, I came this far because I put in the blood, sweat, and tears to finally get to where I am today.
Okay, so tell us, what are we doing today?
Well, today we're actually going to take everybody, including yourself, through a crash course on how to make an animated short.
Okay, so I've never done this before. I panic anytime I have to do anything to do with drawing, but I'm ready.
Nothing to be afraid of.
I'm ready. And so while Chris gets ready his materials for his class, Chris has a BFA in animation from Woodbury University, and his short films have premiered at San Diego Comic Con and the Palm Springs International Animation Film Festival. And Chris is actually also one of our mentors at YCP, and actually our first animation mentor. So YCP runs a couple of curriculums, but animation is like our latest venture. And so we're super excited to do that. And he is our first animation mentor, and we're super excited to have him. So, okay, we are actually, Chris, why don't we do the class part first? Let's do the little
All right.
let's
So
do the little part with the slides
with our
where you can
slides,
like
no,
teach us a little bit about before we do the activity.
sounds good. Let me go ahead and get that set up. Excuse me 1 second. Won't take long.
And
Let's see,
then
there
for
we go.
everyone at home, make sure you have your materials ready. In this first part, we're going to be learning about the basics of kind of like a crash course in like what animation is from, just in like 5 minutes, and then we're going to go into the activity. So here we go. Take
Here
it
we
away,
go. Can
Chris.
you see everything? Perfect. Okay. So the animation process, or how do you make a cartoon? So everyone has a role. What I love about animation is that it's a team sport, and everything we do is about pure imagination. This by Jeffrey Katzenberg, former chairman at Walt Disney Studios and co-founder and former CEO of DreamWorks Studios and DreamWorks Animations. So what he says is true. Everyone has a job and within animation, even to the smallest team in college up to the biggest studios out there really throughout the world, not just here in the US. So how does it start? Go ahead, move this a little. There we go. So it starts with that idea. Everything starts with that idea. Hey, you know what would be cool? How about a mouse that wears shorts? Or how about a SpongeBob who lives under the sea in a pineapple? No, I'm not going to sing the song, by the way. And of course, what about a yellow family that goes through some of the wackiest antics? Early sketches drawn on scratch paper or napkins can grow to so much more. Oops. There we go. So next we go to
Oh,
the
see,
script and storyboards.
storyboards. We learned storyboards last time, so here we go. Storyboards appear again.
That part, exactly. So storyboard artists, or board artists as they would say in short, they sometimes even work simultaneously with the screenwriters. And this is actually where a lot of the editing starts. As opposed to live action, you actually start cutting things. You know what, that sequence doesn't work, let's get rid of that. It's going to slow down this story. So a lot of it happens early in the animation process. So it serves sort of like a rough draft of an essay. This is like a rough look at your movie before we finally ship it to animation. Explore the idea, the concept. So this is where the art department comes in. So these are your character designers, like yours truly, a background designer, background painters, and then if you're working in CG, 3D modelers, riggers, and a whole bunch of other roles that are so important, and even down to the administrative work, making sure everything runs smoothly and the movie or series is quality and released on time. Rough to finalize animation. So here you go. Believe it or not, you're really seeing how the sausage is made. So this is again like a rough draft of your animation versus of your story. So these are some roughs of Tarzan, and then you see it's taken into a finalized version where everything's colored, clean lines. They add some shadows, beautiful painted backgrounds, etc. All right, so here's a bonus: 2 ways, 1 goal. So there are 2 known methods of animation. The first one you see is pose to pose. This is a much more of a prepared, more organized version of animation. This would take a little more time though, but it is worth it just because you time all your drawings in a certain place. So that way you avoid certain issues like size change. Straight ahead animation, as is implied, basically you just one drawing, another drawing, another drawing, another drawing, and another drawing. This is usually more preferred for more diverse shapes, usually for effects. So fire, smoke, water. So if you love to draw squiggly lines, straight ahead is probably your best method. All right, I'm not spending too much time on this, but basically editing, compositing. Editing is basically when you cut the film, make it a little shorter, make it a little longer, add things here and there. Compositing, as you can see, like in this Avenger slide, basically adding certain images and other elements to the shot that you just made. Well, all right, Erica, it's been nice. Congrats, you're all done. You know how to make it short. Get out of here. I'm done. Well, not really. So like enough work it takes to become a good actor or any other craftsman. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of practice, a lot of classes to be better at your craft. Now, obviously you're wondering, do I need a lot of money? Do I need a whole studio? No, you do not, okay? And YCP is proof of that. We're here to bring access. I'd say the word access is the most important thing. To learn, you can do this, and you have resources within your own grip. So where there's passion, there are tools. So there are free softwares and free apps out there for editing and animation that work with Android devices as well as Apple devices, iPad, iPhones, iMac, MacBooks, etc. So look into these apps. So animation, Flip a Clip, which we will see later, along with Stop Motion Studio, which is for those of you who love the Tim Burton stop motion animated films, like I Remember Before Christmas. This is a cool free app that even allows you to edit within the same workspace. So this is very valuable. And here's the best part, 100% free. All these apps right here are free. Now, some are exclusive, like iMovie. Clearly, iMovie is for Apple products. Then you have InShot. That's one that works for both Apple and Android devices. And then Vlogit is easily one of the more popular ones that works as well for Apple and Android devices.
And we like free.
All right, so now like this little guy. No problem, sorry. Got a little excited. Go ahead, Erica.
All right, so great. So, okay, we're ready for our activity now. Now we're going to actually learn the learning. So, everyone at home, get your materials ready while Chris gets ready to teach us the activity. So, you need a pad or a notebook. And you also need, if you have Post-it notes, but you don't really need them. So, they're good if you have them, but you don't really need them. And then you need a pencil and always have an eraser. Erasers are important because Animation and storyboarding are hard and need a lot of revising. And then a Sharpie. So make sure you have those things. We're gonna get started, and I'm going to be following along with everybody. And here we go.
There we go.
Magic
There we are.
happens.
See things
All
from
right,
another perspective.
let's
Get a
do
good
it.
pen, so everybody. There we go. This should be better. All right. So what I'm about to teach you right now is one of the first lessons you learn as an animator. Hold on, let me make sure you guys can hear me. There we go. Okay. So this is one of the first lessons you'll learn. So this is called the bouncing ball. So the bouncing ball is basically going to teach you all the principles you need. Imagine the ball is your character. So you're going to learn everything from timing, spacing, etc. Without getting too deep into the weeds. You're going to apply these principles to anything. Just turn the ball into a frog, like the little guy that we saw earlier. All the principles still apply, and then you can go crazy and customize the animation as much as you want. But for now, we're just going to learn a simple 6 drawing animation. Ball's going to squish, and then it's going to go up. The squash and stretch method. So
That ball
go ahead.
that frog did look like a ball.
It did, right? Exactly. And that's actually how a lot of animators break down their drawings. So let's see. So what do you think, Erica? Should we make it squish and then jump, or should we have it coming down and it'll squish?
Oh, let's have it coming down and then squish. I like
Coming
that.
down. Sounds good. Okay.
So
So
we're
make it
drawing a
any size
ball?
you want. Yes, we're just going to draw a ball. So you're going to take, this is going to be your drawing number 1.
And then I remember you said something about having to draw in the corner-ish, right? Draw it in the corner of the.
Right. The corner can be a more preferable method. Because like if anyone remembers those books you would find at a Borders when those still existed, you can flip the pages like this, and there's probably like a little transformation animation. That's your flip book method. So we can go ahead and use the corner here. So let's draw it a little high, make it look like it's coming down. Don't worry about it being ugly. Trust me, you got to start rough. If anything, there's a great saying. It's like you got 1,000 bad drawings in you. Get them all out so you can make room for the better ones.
I have 1,000 million, actually.
Everyone does. Everyone
so
does, even the greatest.
So you draw a ball. I did it. Okay, what's happening next?
Okay, so now we're going to go to the next one. Yeah, you're going to have to guesstimate it because we're usually how it will work is we have one paper on the bottom and then we have one on top and then we kind of flip it. But let's go ahead and be a little daring here and do it the opposite way. So we have one drawing here. That's number 1. And you can go ahead and do it like this. You can go ahead and flip a little like this so you can keep track of where you're drawing it. So let's draw the ball.
Oh, so it's got to go lower. It's got to go lower than the first ball, right?
Correct. We're going to lower the ball
okay.
in the second drawing. So, and we can stretch it just a little bit.
Keeping it the same size, right?
Try to keep it close to the same size. Yes.
Okay.
But you can go ahead and stretch it a little. Okay.
Why
so
would it be
I'm going to let you go ahead and do that.
Why
Why are we making it stretchy? So that's the method I mentioned a second ago, the squash and stretch. So squash, it almost acts like anticipation because like imagine, by the way, everyone demos as an animator on how you're going to act. So I'm going to look silly right now jumping on camera. Okay. So if I were to jump, did that look exciting? Not really, right? Well, no. Excited to you, but okay, because I'm performing for you. But this probably looks a little better. You can. That's a better jump because I squashed myself.
It squashes because it's getting like just kind of impulse, like momentum from. It's kind of like this.
It's building.
Okay.
Yes. That's another thing called anticipation. But if anything, you could say building. It's building. So it's going to get ready to do the action. So, but the stretch is sort of like, in a way, it's almost like a cheat to make it travel quicker and farther. So, okay, so we have 1 drawing, 2 drawings. So if we flip it, so if I do it slow like this, if you're watching me here, check that out.
Oh, yeah.
Slow. And then if you do it fast.
Oh, it's already, yeah. Oh,
Yep.
look, even with 2, you already can see it. Okay.
Even with 2, even with 2.
So
All
my
right, so
paper
let's
is a
go
little
ahead.
bit see-through. My paper is a little bit see-through, and I can see kind of
Hmm.
like where I drew the one before, so I can like draw the next one a little bit further.
Yeah, exactly. So this shows like you can just get regular notebook paper or post-its, and you can easily see through. You don't necessarily need a light box, which is what they used back in the old days, which is
Or
a
even
nice
the
way
post-its,
of
right?
tracking your movements. Yeah, but post-its work as well. So let's see. So we
Okay.
have 2 drawings. So let's go to the third one. So it's gonna get lower. So let's see. Let me go ahead and track it.
Gets
It's about here. Hopefully I'm being clear enough here. So let's bring it down a little lower. Try to keep it about the same width, same. You can stretch it a little bit more if you like. A lot of it is also personal preference. Okay,
yeah.
so it's gonna be a little hard to read here, but maybe it'll be easier for you to read if maybe if you flip yours,
Yeah,
because my
I'll
camera is a little
flip it
awkward.
when I'm done,
Sure.
because right now I'm in the middle of a stretch and squish right here.
Okay, so the purpose of squash and stretch is that it gives more life. It makes your animation a lot more dynamic. Because if it were just as simple as, say, a marble falling down, it's gonna like bump, 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 like that. But that is also an exercise because this also teaches you how to use real life references. So obviously, if you threw a handball, it's gonna bounce and squish and just be so super fast. But would you see that same type of movement for a bowling ball? No, it's gonna fall
Oh,
way quicker, way more weight, and it's gonna have that sort of like bum 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 like that.
yeah. So it
So
sounds like a lot of it is like, it sounds like you have to observe life a lot and like things,
absolutely,
right? Then you kind of like have to get a sense of almost like the speed and the weight of like how
absolutely,
something moves. And then once you draw it, you have to be able to put that into the drawing, like so that you can see, like feel the weight of a
mm-hmm.
thing by like the way it was drawn and the way it's animated, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's why it's called the illusion of
Wow.
life. You're
Yep.
recreating what
Okay.
you've seen. Let's see. So I have my 3 drawings. Do you have your third?
Yeah, I've done mine. I just want to know my if I have one that touches the ground, can you show me how should it be? So I'm assuming when it lands, it's gonna be a little bit like
A little flat.
no.
Yeah,
Okay,
or the
so
sound.
maybe
Yeah, right. So what you could do, let's see, make sure I'm on the right
I want to
spot.
see that how to do that one. I just want to know how to do that one.
Sure. Let's see, make sure. Okay, good. I'm clear right here. So you can go ahead, just kind of like a straight line. That's like, so this is that it's starting to squish, but not completely. It's not pancaking yet. So
Mm-hmm.
almost imagine it like a little hill,
Oh, okay.
like that, or like kind of like a Hershey's Kiss without the little curl.
Okay.
And I can go ahead and flip. Let's see. Okay, get that out of the way.
I'll show it in mine too.
There we go. So it's squishing.
Okay. So I'm gonna see. The
Go
squishing
ahead.
is
Go
not
ahead and
easy
do that.
though. Mine starts to look.
You know what? It is really awkward because then you have it. I think that's one of the earliest challenges for any animation student is that, wait, how does a ball bounce again? It's sort of those everyday observations that you never take for granted, that you always take for granted, you know, and that extends to
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
So like even
Like
like when
drawing
you
a
you kind of toss your hair a
squish.
little, like there's a way of like, oh, your hair like kind of like flies up and then it kind of bounces. So you're paying attention to how that weight uh, is how the weight affects the movement. So
Okay, I don't know about that last one, but let's see. Let's see how mine turned out.
no problem. Okay,
Because
let's
I'm not
let's
super
see.
sure on that
Let's see if we made some
squashy
magic.
one.
No
All right,
problem.
so let me see.
It's all right.
I'm gonna do it.
YCP's own Erica is making a work of art right now.
Look at
Come on.
this. Okay, let's see if this works. If I
All
show
right.
mine. But basically,
Uh-huh.
I go like this,
Yes.
and then my ball appears. Yeah?
Yes, that's right.
Can people see
I
it?
see the movement. I see it.
Okay. I keep. It actually looks,
So we have
when you're doing it on your own, it looks really good because
exactly,
I
yeah. So if you're able to, so if I can There we go. A quick little,
It's like, there you go. A
very
little. But
brief.
so because of these life challenges that are just insurmountable, we are also going to do a demo with an app. Right here, I'm gonna try and get
Yes, thankfully a lot more clear version, because in the old
okay.
days they would have big paper and they would like that, and it would be way clearer to see your movement. But yeah, we do have an
Okay.
app that is Flip a Clip.
But I guess what we will say is if you are serious about animation, get yourself one of those free apps. Borrow someone's phone and practice on an app because it definitely makes things much easier. So okay, so Chris is going to show us now how to do the same thing in one of these free apps that would allow us to just kind of do it a lot quicker and more effectively. So while he sets that up, I am going to because when I do it, I can totally see it. It's just hard to show it, but it's happening. Okay. So I am not, I don't have an iPad, so I'm not going to be following along on that, but I'm going to keep drawing in my paper because I actually kind of like it. But for everybody who downloaded the app in advance, open it up. It's the Flip a Clip app that we told you to get in advance if you have it. And if not, you can follow along on paper too. So here we go.
Great. Okay, you can hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So just to keep it fair, I'm just gonna draw with my finger, and that's the good thing about Flip a Clip. You don't need a pencil. You don't need the Apple Pencil or any other little what they would call a stylus pen. Basically, it acts like you're writing your drawing utensil. So that's another great thing about Flip a Clip. You don't need to buy any extras. So let's see. Let me go ahead, and we're gonna go to this little plus sign right here, right down on the bottom. And then we'll go ahead and call it.
Right?
Correct. Yes. The little there's a little pink button. It's a little plus. I'll go back really quick. Right there, right at the very bottom between home and discover. Mm-hmm. Discover will show you some cool little tutorials, even like a intro to the app. So we hit plus.
Okay.
Call it YCP ball demo. Done. And then over here in the background, it's going to let you choose any kind of color. They even have some pre-uploaded background. So if we click, let's see, I think it should be the picture file. It should be right around here. That's strange. Maybe here. There we go. So it's going to be this little.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks like a little banner. And so see, it has like, it almost looks like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon here. There's a sofa there, black, different colors and backgrounds. So it's really cool. And then obviously you can import your own images and even videos right there. So say you want to have like a Roger Rabbit type of little short where you're interacting with your character. Hey, maybe I might even do a little short with my guy Aries. We'll see. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you can also adjust your canvas size to, if you want to upload it to, oh my God, I want to show this on Instagram. I want to get more followers. Well, check that out. You have Instagram to a perfect square 1x1 or 16x9. But we'll go ahead, since we're on YouTube, we'll go ahead, go 1080. And don't worry about this. And then you can even adjust your frames per second. So let's see. Frames per second is basically going to affect like how your animation is going to look. And as you can see, it gives you a quick preview of what the movement's going to look like. And frames per second is basically the timing of your animation. Without getting too detailed here, it's just going to adjust the look of your motion. So we can go all the way up to 30 actually. Very smooth, very Disney-like. But the standard is usually 24.
What do you mean by the standard?
So that's the studio standard. So even live action films usually go by 24 frames per second, and almost all animation projects go by 24 frames per second. So that's been the standard for many
years. See, YCP brings you the studio standard at all times.
Absolutely.
Okay. Very cool. Okay. So you select 24.
Correct. And then you have all this selected. Your canvas size, background's fine as white. Your title, how many frames per second, nothing else. Create a project. And this is your workspace.
Okay.
Now you have your toolbar to the left. You can click here. That's clearly a pen tool. I like that one better just because I can see the lines a lot better. Now there's a pencil tool. Actually, it works a lot better with a finger. I'm kind of mad because it didn't do that for my Apple Pencil, but it's all right. And you could tap with two fingers, and it's gone. So it's like an undo. But if not, there's also an undo and redo. You can't see the redo or the undo, but if I do redo, it's gonna show. So the redo was the little forward curved arrow. But this is gross. I don't want it. Undo. So it undoes all your mistakes here. All right.
This is
So
my undo.
let's see.
Undo.
Yeah, that's an old school undo. And trust me, you're gonna get so used to doing this stuff digitally, you're gonna accidentally tap. I swear, I've tapped my own paper thinking that was the Command Z or the undo
That's
button.
funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
any digital artist would relate. It's painfully awkward and embarrassing when it happens. Okay, so let's see. So I can even adjust the size. If you can see, I'm scrolling up and down.
Mm-hmm.
All I do is simply touch that little dot and I move up and down to adjust the size.
Okay.
So I'm sticking to pencil. Why not? And we're doing a bouncing ball again. So it's gonna be very ugly, but it's fine. So that's one.
Okay, that one definitely is ugly though, I gotta say.
Yes, it
I mean,
is.
there's
And I'm
ugly,
very
and then
sorry.
there's that ball.
You don't know what that is to call it. Come up with your own word. Maybe we'll have a word for it later. Chris. No, I'm kidding.
That's
All
a
right.
coiled up snake. That is not a ball.
It's the mosquito coil thing. All right. So let's
That's
see.
right.
I'll
But
make it a
let's
little
just assume
prettier.
it's a ball. Yeah, please.
We'll say it's a ball. It's almost a deflated ball. Okay. So
There you
now
go.
you're thinking, but
Okay.
Chris, I need more drawings. I need more paper. Plus sign. So you're gonna hit that
Uh-huh.
plus sign in the very bottom, and that gives you another one. So now I
Wait.
think this time we'll make him. So go ahead.
Is that the previous one? Is that great thing the previous? Oh yeah. So he's
Yes.
basically doing
Yes,
the
it
thing that
is.
my paper was doing. It's like see-through, right?
Absolutely. So this is called an onion
Yes.
skin. Yeah. So onion skin, just like
Ooh.
onions, you're see-through. So you could just this is like your version of flipping. But obviously there's nothing there, so nothing to flip exactly. But this is a great way of tracking
Okay.
what was my last drawing? Where do I go now? Okay, well, where we're gonna go is this time we're gonna have them squish and go up. So
Okay.
slight hill. So if we flip,
Huh?
the next one.
Yeah. It's so amazing because actually, even just looking at that, you can see that if you just throw some eyes and some arms on that, like you have like a little thingy that jumps up and down. And like that's it, right?
Yeah,
It's like it all
absolutely.
just
Yeah.
starts there. Look at that.
And you can hit the play button right here on the far right here. Just like that. Now it's obviously going to be a little
Yeah.
choppy because there's another thing there. You would draw a little in between drawings, and that's what they're actually called. It's like refining your animation. So let's see. Going. Because we're thinking this is like a handball, so it's probably got to get some good air time. Hold on a second. There we go. Bring it up a little higher.
Look at that.
And then it starts to kind of, oops, wrong tool. Oh, so this here, it's called the lasso tool. That's on different types of software. So basically, this is like your select. It's gonna allow you to move it around. And you can even shrink it. Oops, put it back. Then you have a paint bucket tool. This basically allows you to fill to color. And then of course your eraser.
Okay.
Let's see. So now it's probably gonna, actually, let's bring it a little here. Because now it's starting to come back to its old shape. Whoops.
And so basically if it bounces up and it comes back down and to keep it bouncing more times, it's just a matter of adding drawings more and more and more and more and more, right?
Correct. Yeah. So let's see. I'm sorry. Do you mind repeating again? Like if you add more and more drawings?
No, I was saying like if like that was the bounce, the ball is going up, right? And then if I wanted it to come down and it does it like one time, so like it goes up and it goes down, but I wanted it to keep going, It's
Right.
just
Okay.
adding more and more drawings, like again, right?
You could, and that's not a bad idea. But as you can see, I'm kind of bringing it down to where it's going to start again.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. It should loop on its own. So like what you're asking for is, hey, can I make a loop? So I can make it go up and down, up and down, up and down, rather than just
Uh-huh.
once.
Yeah.
So let's see how it goes. There we go. So it's going to loop on its own already, just because that's the only thing there. But
Okay.
we can hit these 3 little dots in the far right corner. So again, right there. And we can go to, oh, and there's your onion skin, everything else. Frames viewer. Frames, those are your drawings. So we can click this button with the little broken lines and a square inside, and it selects them all. So this should be able to copy and paste. Check that out.
That is cheating. That is cheating because I am doing it on a paper. I'm gonna have to draw like another 10 to do that.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of technology. And if we hit play, it should do it multiple times. So it's a little smoother now.
Yeah, and then it squashes when it lands. Like it kind of squashes and then it goes back up. Yeah.
That's right. Now,
it's totally the frog. Is that frog? It's kind of like the frog.
Absolutely. This could be the frog. So you could have easily just, let's see. Let me see. Where are you?
Oh, look at that. Why am I
so I could have easily just, drawn him like, maybe his legs are, it's going to look really ugly. You're right. It is ugly. But serves the purpose. See? Something that's simple.
This one,
something that's simple.
An ugly ball is not a thing, but this can be ugly. Okay, but yes, it's just, so now you have like a little frog jumping.
Correct. Now I have a simple one, like of 2 drawings.
Oh.
So let me get rid of this guy right here.
Oh, this was the frog. Okay.
But obviously that's just really 2 drawings. So you would need those extra drawings. So that's called in-betweening. Simply you're adding drawings in between to make it smoother rather than this very choppy, but still funny because he's clearly taking flight. So with enough practice, enough skills, enough mentoring, you can do something. Make sure the sound's off. Perfect. Something like this.
Oh. It gets animation-y pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And that is Flip a Clip.
That is fun.
That's
fun. Okay. So definitely, I mean, looks like the app saves you a lot of time.
Absolutely.
And and you can create, because I even heard that little boink, boink, boink. So you can even put sound into this?
That's correct. So you see down on the bottom left corner, it's a little music note. You click that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you can
now you probably heard
a sound file.
Absolutely. So they actually have some sound files at hand that work with Flip a Clip. Yeah. And you can scrub like this. So like, that's fitting, that's working. Because like you got to sync it to the action. And that's what's really cool about that. And so you have multiple controls. And as you can see, there's even a microphone right up there. So you can record your voice and even add music or find music that you already have on file.
Okay.
So very impressive app. I highly recommend everyone check it out. Saves a lot of time.
Yeah, you
and as I said, oh, go ahead, Erica.
No, I was just saying I can't add like poink, poink, poink noises to my paper. I just have to make them myself. So...
well, there you go. There you go. See, I see. You're being creative. You're doing it yourself.
Yeah. Hey. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. What else were we gonna do? Oh, you were gonna show me those characters, right?
Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me go ahead and get out of this.
But this is okay. What I love about this is that I mean, I guess there are certain things that you do them and like you can't really see how they connect to like a final product, or it's like very intense to kind of fill in the gaps. But here you can see this ball and you can see like how learning that you're literally learning to animate characters that can become characters as complicated as
Hmm.
you want them to be. So I really get it why this is like lesson one of animation, the stretch and squashy ball thing you
Hmm.
do. And I do
Exactly.
think that I can totally see the value, like it just immediately has value because you can immediately apply that to just like character. So I'm really happy that I did
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah. No, and
Um,
I hope that a lot of people learn this, especially a lot of kids that came from communities like mine. Because like I said, I didn't even know that animation and cartoons were the same thing. But let's see. I promised I would show you something. Let's
yeah, we were
see.
gonna see some
Let's
character
see. Let's
work.
meet Aries, shall we? So here he is,
Okay.
as awkward as can be, just like his creator. And what I'm going to show you is an animated turnaround. Turnaround is pretty much, well, I might as well just show you.
Ooh.
So this is how you keep track of the proportions of the character. It's like, okay, wait, so how, let's see, if we can scrub it. Scrub it basically means like you're pulling this. So that's a
So basically,
3/4.
what you did is like, is this like a drawing from every angle, and then you're just playing them?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. This is done in real productions. Like I need to know, what does Erica look like from her profile? Perfect. Okay, what does she look
Mm-hmm.
like from under her chin? Perfect. Now, some do go to extremes and they'll do as many as, I think my one of my mentors said it was like, I think he said like 10 plus, way more, because they needed to know, because it was more of an action packed type of series or film. So they can give, this is child's play
But
compared to
this is,
what other artists have done.
but this makes sense though, because then you know, like obviously an animated character would be moving and you would see them from all the angles, so you can see like that hoodie. You wouldn't be able to see the hoodie without seeing the drawing from behind. So yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's very cool.
Let's see. Let's see. And
A turn.
I
What
can
was that
also
called
show
again?
you
A turnaround.
a, a character turnaround.
A character turnaround. Okay, so that's
Yeah, and they
at a
even do this for
minimum four
props.
drawings, and that's at a minimum of four
5.
drawings. Five. So it was like
Actually,
the
5.
front.
Yeah.
So it's the
Front,
front
quarter,
profile.
front, quarter profile, back profile, and then back.
3. Wait, what?
Oh, name it just it again?
Wait, front,
Sorry.
2, 3, the back, and then 4, the other profile.
No, so, okay, so
That's 4.
front.
It's 4.
So front. No, it's 5. Front, quarter,
Oh,
profile.
quarter. Yes. 3. Yes, the quarter. It was the quarter that
Profile.
I wasn't accounting for.
Yeah, and then back quarter.
Okay.
Back.
He would know better than me, but I just like to, you know.
You know better
just,
than a lot of other people now. Can we please give
just,
Erica a round of applause?
Yeah.
She's an animator
Okay.
now. She knows way more.
Don't argue with animation people about things they know. Okay, cool. So you were gonna. Okay, so then, what? I just want to ask you like a few questions. I think we're done with the sharing, right? We don't. Is there anything else you wanted to share?
Yeah.
from there?
Well, I did have a quick image right here that I can show you
Okay.
of like what it's like to progress. So
Okay.
I'll show it real quick, very quick. Let me hit share. So here you go. So these were some of my earliest drawings. This was sort of like a vigilante, very Daredevil, Marvel character-esque concept for my my thesis film, which is basically like your final project when you're a senior in college. And this little guy is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. This is when I first started using Photoshop with a pen. Don't judge me. And then this is one of the other cool projects I worked on as a junior called Hide and Shriek. And this is the one that premiered at San Diego Comic-Con. Cool. Very Dia de los Muertos-esque. We were Coco before Coco, okay? I could proudly say our team was Coco before.
Looks like you were.
It was.
Okay.
And eventually I came to be able to draw like this. Yeah, so huge news. We have our first Latina Supergirl. So this was my tribute to her. And I'm very happy for her.
Very cool.
So this is
Super
proof of
exciting.
like with practice, with hard work, you can get to a higher level of skill.
Okay. Sounds cool. Okay. Well, I have a couple of questions. So
Hmm.
the first question is, what is it like going to school for animation? What is a typical day like?
Let's see. You convince yourself that you're worthy enough to be around
Oh, I
everyone
think we
else.
can,
Because trust
Chris.
me, everyone.
I think we can turn the iPad off right now, so that
Oh, yeah. Yes, we can.
yeah, we'll just get that iPad out of the way so I can see you better.
Oh, sure. No problem. Let's see.
So, what is a
Record.
typical day like going to animation school?
Typical day, I would say it's easily, I think I was saying, you're reminding yourself that you are worth being there because I was your typical best artist in the classroom. We all were. And then we met so many other talented people. And it's a lot of, hey, like, check this out. You could get better. So there's a lot of sort of like camaraderie. So it's very positive. We're always hyping each other up. Hey, check out this class. You know, they're teaching gesture drawing, or if not, we're usually usually sleeping in the studio space because usually finals take a long time to finish. And so those are a lot of typical days during our college years. So it's mostly a lot of encouragement, a lot of creativity, and a lot of nerding out and singing out loud to the most classic of Disney songs in order to get through the stress of completing a final film. Yeah, my friends would know. They know who they are. We would stay up all night from what was it, maybe like 9 p.m. till 7 a.m. when we had to final render our animated projects to get them out to have them out for final crit. So in short, very supportive, lots of drawing,
A lot of
emphasis
drawing,
on the
huh?
drawing. Yes, you're going to draw to the
Mm-hmm.
point where, believe it or not, you're gonna be like, damn, like my hand hurts. But you're breaking yourself in. Like I said, 1,000 bad drawings in you. Get them out of the way so you can make space for the better ones.
Okay, cool. And then another question. So, where can somebody go to learn more about this? Like, where can people go to learn more about animation or like different animation exercises, before going to college, just now?
Start yesterday. Honestly, I wish I knew about this stuff when I was a kid, or else I would have been way more involved a long time ago. So I would say YouTube. Obviously, YouTube is one of the best platforms out there to find do-it-yourself videos, etc. Look up a video called 12 Principles of Animation that actually does come from Disney artists. Look up different animation YouTube channels that are actually run by professionals that will tell you, hey, draw like this, or like, hey, practice this, like draw this many hands every day. So look up YouTube videos before you actually invest in an education. And finally, hey, there's a little organization called YCP that's starting an animation program, and it has mentors like myself and other passionate artists that want to give you that access to tell you, hey, these are the hoops you would have to jump through if you did not start this early. So basically, there's no such thing as too much education. Start at home. Look up different videos and other info on the internet, and look up different schools when the time comes.
But Chris is that's so important because I found out that animation, in a way, like a little different from some other things. But some of the arts can be like that. But well, by the time you apply to go to school, you're expected to have a portfolio. Like you're expected to be able to show some drawings. You're expected to be able to, it's like they already expect you to have materials that you can show. It's almost like your application to get in requires you to already show, work. So that makes a lot of sense. Just start early if you're serious about a career in animation. You have to
Yes.
start learning to draw and getting better at drawing now, no matter how old you are, because that way you're just
Yes.
gonna get like in really good shape to, by the time you have to apply to the schools, right?
I cannot emphasize that enough. You hit the nail on the head. Honestly, there are schools that are gonna say, okay, can I see a portfolio? And they're gonna look for things like figure drawing. Can you paint? Does this person know color? Does this person know composition? Very complex concepts. So the sooner you get started, the more mistakes you can get out of the way, so you can have the good work available to say he or she is ready to take on our program. So
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, and there are other programs that you look into, uh, look up other what do you call, like, independent schools that literally specialize in animation, and they're actually taught by professionals that are currently working or have now devoted their life to teaching the secrets that have uh, kept their careers going for a long, long time. So please, I cannot emphasize, get started now.
Okay, cool. And then my last question is, what are like some of the, let's say you went to school, you finish already, and like how does somebody actually start like getting a job like in this industry? Like getting hired to draw and getting hired to assist, like just as an assistant, or like as what are some of
Mhm.
the ways how that happens?
Keyword is networking. Networking, basically talking to people. Find out, hey, if you, I loved Into the Spider Verse. Who doesn't? And I got to meet Shion Kim, who designed a lot of the characters, including Miles. So getting with nonprofit organizations like Youth Cinema Project, which actually does coordinate with Lexia, Latinx Animation, who are trying
Mm-hmm.
to get people like us in the animation industry. They actually do set up, like, God willing, when we're able to finally be together again, they actually set up actual events where you actually go to studios for screenings and you meet artists. And so find out, okay, I like this artist from Zootopia. uh, who is this person? Oh, Corey Loftus. Okay, let me find them on Instagram. Hi, my name is so and so. I just graduated high school, and give them specific questions too. Okay, because trust me, they are contacted every single day. So just try to be very short. Hi, I'm very interested in being a character designer, whatever. Can you please give me a quick critique, or let me know what I need to do, or can you tell me who should I talk to, what organizations, what schools I should go to? So reach out. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
the worst thing that can happen is they don't answer because they're very busy. But honestly, it's just as many lines as you can throw. So eventually someone's gonna bite. Honestly, animators are some of the nicest, most giving people. So just reach out,
Yeah,
talk to people.
that's cool. So networking, key ingredient. So learn how to draw,
Yes.
start early, networking, squash and stretch.
And
That's
don't be a
it.
jerk. That's a key one. People gotta like you. That goes without
Yeah,
saying, but yes,
that's with everything, right? But yes, okay. Well,
absolutely.
Chris, thank you so much for being here with us and for helping our students learn a new skill. I hope that you'll come back soon and join us for the next edition of the industry series and teach another thing. But it was a pleasure having you, and thanks for spending your time with us today, your afternoon. Uh,
Thank you, Erica. Thank you, everybody. Such a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, making me
okay,
a part of this.
bye.
Bye. Take care.
And all right, everyone at home, that's it for today. We hope that you enjoyed the workshop and that you'll join us next week for our next episode of the industry series. Next week, we're going to be learning how to make a marketing promo. So, Hunter Lemoyne will be here teaching us how a promo for a car gets actually put together. So, if you're interested in marketing, advertising, editing, and how content that you see online actually gets put together, don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.